Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. This program is brought to you by Lee's Family Trailer Sales and Service, one of America's fastest growing RV dealerships. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. It's Saturday Night Live. No, I'm sorry. That was last week was Saturday Night Live. Tonight is Wednesday, and we're coming to you live from how many parts of the United States? We're talking live from several parts of the United States.
Hey, I didn't know you could turn these things around.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the back yet.
Oh, well, whatever. So, Susan,
I guess you can wear them any way you want to.
Susan, you would not believe it, but in that brief break, the UPS guy showed up at both of our houses.
Absolutely amazing. The delivery service, Susan gets concerned, and the guy shows up at the door with T-shirts. I don't know
what to do.
Well, you shouldn't mess with these women in the RV industry. We should have probably learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Don't ever change. That's all I gotta say.
My wife is upset because I'm wearing women's clothes now.
It's not women's clothing. It's a man's shirt.
Oh, okay.
Even on backwards.
Actually, I like the back end of it because it shows more. So I'm gonna drop myself.
I'm gonna do a whole show this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop myself down for a minute. John, you can introduce our guest and talk for 30 seconds, and I will be back.
Thanks. Okay, I get to talk 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to our Wednesday night show of RVing in New England. Although it's called RVing in New England, we deal with topics of RV interest all over the United States and all over the world, in fact. So, with us tonight from the Elkhart, Indiana area is the president and founder or co-founder. Anyway, she's way up there. The RVWA Women's Alliance. And welcome, Susan Carpenter. Susan, you've been with us.
Does that mean she's important?
Thank you.
That sounded very important, John.
You've been with us many times before, or we've met you many times before. Anyway, you're a friend of the show, an FOS.
You're a friend of RVWA.
Yes, actually, we're members.
That's right.
Yes, you are.
We're not just friends, we're members. We cross all those barriers.
That's right.
And I better not get into any of that because we'll get everybody so sensitive.
Let's see who's on early tonight. Walter Swenson. Wow. Nice intro. Don't pump him up, Walter, for Christ's sake. He'll think he's a star. Jerry Coyne from Cape Cod. Cool intro. Man, I guess I better let you open up from now on. You got a new fan club. Dante's on from Windsor, Maine. And Dante, don't worry. Everything will be fine at Lee's Family Trailer Sales. And Bill Sell, who is our event manager for the upcoming New England RV and Camping Expo. He's the brains behind the software and that meeting. He says, good evening, RVing in New England. Scott.
If you're going to mention Bill Sell, you might as well say our event manager for the RVing New England RV and Camping Expo live on your computer, April 10th and 11th.
Well, but don't forget, Billy's coming on at 7:45, so we'll get to that there.
Right.
Walt Burns is on from Easy Care.
Tickets are now on sale at the box office in all Ticketmaster locations.
Right, they're not. They are. I was with Walt the last couple of days here. Easy Care has been in town looking and talking to some of our dealers.
He freezes up. He's frozen.
Who did?
You did.
I'm not frozen here.
Froze. You just froze. Now,
well, let me finish Walt's comment. He says, very proud of you and 100% behind you, meaning you, Susan.
RVWA. Thank you, Walt. Yes.
He doesn't like John and I, but he loves you and he loves what you're doing with RVWA. I'll prove that to you in a little while. Jose Moniz from Rolling on TV. Stick around, Jose. I got a slide for you too. Martha, thank you. From where?
Lisa Warren.
Oh,
From China, Maine. China, Maine.
I thought China. I didn't see Maine. I said, man.
And you know, there's also Mexico, Maine too. Did you know that?
Yes, in Paris, Maine.
Paris, Maine.
Yep.
They're pretty cosmopolitan up there.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I love Maine.
Yeah.
Speaking of Maine, let's say hello to Lisa Warren, who's joining us from the great state of Texas, who this time last week we had her husband on, and they were in the midst of some bad stuff, but I guess it was down like 70 or 75 in Houston today, so they've all thawed out. Now instead of snowstorms, they have floods.
But life is getting back to normal. I'm glad to see you better down there, Lisa. Bernie Culliton from Campers Inn RV in Merrimack, New Hampshire. All right, Bernie. Hey, Uncle Bernie, you haven't done a video for a while, so I'm kind of disappointed. So you must be selling a lot of RVs, so you can't get the camera out. Walter says he's on the treadmill tonight. So are we supposed to feel bad, Walter? We're going to have another 2,000 calorie meal, and you're over on the treadmill trying to do 4 miles. He's trying to make us feel bad tonight.
Oh, Scott.
Hey, Scott. Great. All right, Scott.
Tell everybody who Scott is. Scott
is the brains behind the marketing research for the KOA North American Camping Report. All that research is done by his care consulting company also from Maine.
From the great state of Maine.
Yep. And Bill Muncie, what's the news about Camping World? Anyone know where the second one is going? Well, let's see, Bill. I think you may have missed one this week. They bought Flag RV last week, and they bought Lee's Family Trailer Sales in Windham, Maine this week.
He might be talking about the second one in Maine.
Okay. That's true. I'm not allowed to tell you where the second one in Maine is at this time, but that'll be announced soon.
See, Susan, the way I hold his hand, he doesn't realize that we're talking about everybody from Maine now. Is Bill Muncie from Maine?
I don't know.
Well, let's have Bill Muncie.
Tell us where you are.
He's probably from Muncie, Indiana.
Yep. Tim Christensen from beautiful downtown Irving, Massachusetts, where I understand.
There is no downtown.
This is breaking news. Tim may not realize this yet, but I just heard that Bill de Blasio has asked if he could move the New Year's Eve ceremony to Irving, Mass, from New York City. He's going to take it out of Times Square, and he's going to move it to Irving, Mass. And that's really going to put Irving on the map.
All you have to do is take 2 more people to Irving, and you double the population.
Oh, now don't be now. See, he likes you, John. I don't know why you.
Oh, well, I like Irving too. Remember the guy who played basketball, Julius Irving?
Yep.
That's no relation to Irving Math.
No, but he went to school here. He got his PhD or his master's at UMass.
Right.
Well, Scott Bard did all of our data from when we did that study, and we're about ready to reach out to him to do more study for us.
Oh.
Dante, where you been? You live 4 miles from Lee's, and you didn't know he sold to Camping World this week? You could walk over there, Dante. Oh, I know. Don't worry. The signs aren't going up until March or April. So. But don't worry, you'll be fine.
Richmond. He's in Richmond, maybe.
Hey, John, the woman in the top right, why did you invite her on the show?
Well, we want to talk about all of the cool activities, especially Drab to Fab, and talk about what RVWA does, about the accomplishments that they've had in their first year of their existence, and what they're planning for the next few months, including a very unique sweepstakes where somebody can win that Drab to well, it won't be Drab anymore, right, Susan?
Nope, it's gonna be Fab.
Let's push that forward a little bit. But Susan, give us a little recap. And I apologize, but they're lighting us up with comments tonight. I will get back to the comments. I will get back to the comments in a little while. We may break a record. I'm not ignoring you, but we are ignoring our guests. So I thought it would be nice if we went back and maybe talked to her for a little while.
Yeah, it's all good.
So give us an update on the past year or so. You ladies have been busy.
Oh, we've been very busy. So as you all know, there's a global pandemic going on. I don't know if you've heard that or not, but
it's just coming to New England.
it's just very interesting. But so when that all hit, we had a lot of networking events put together. Well, guess what? They were gone. So we really spent the beginning part of last year trying to pivot and say, well, based on this, now we can't get together and network. What are we going to do? So one day, thought, let's renovate an RV and let's call it Drab to Fab. And so
who came up with the phrase?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just the weirdest thing. I was just sitting there. I'm like, let's renovate an RV. Let's call it Drab to Fab. And the first phone call was to Tracy Engelmeyer, and you can bring her up, Bob, if you'd like.
All right.
She's my partner in crime when it comes to this build that we're doing. And I called Tracy and I said, Tracy, what do you think? I'm thinking, let's renovate an RV. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. We could do this, we could do that, we could do that. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if she says we can do it, then we can do it. Probably she stopped taking my calls shortly after that, but
after you got her into so much trouble. Now,
actually, the second thing she said was, I want to renovate that RV so quickly that I'm going to bring all the lighting that I have anywhere over to the RV and live the rest of the year in the dark. That's the reason she's in the dark.
Maybe they lost power on that side of Elkhart. Who knows?
I don't know. I can't hear her either, so I don't know if she's muted.
Unmute that woman.
She muted.
Oh,
yeah, she's muted.
But
anyway, so
my fault, Tracy. I had you muted.
That's fine. I live in Millersburg. It's Amish country. It's lanterns. Don't have electricity.
Tracy, before we go any further, is that big RV with the hot tub still in the showroom?
It is. It is. So I take it to come out and jump in next time. It's still got a helicopter on it too.
The helicopter's still there? Okay.
It is.
Yeah, Furion has this amazing
Talking about not
show.
having gatherings, you broke all of our hearts, Tracy. We couldn't have the party over at the Furion building. I mean, come on.
I know. It broke our hearts too with RVWA.
It must be really dull over there these days.
It's never dull at Furion.
No, I've been over there. It's not dull.
So Tracy, where did you decide to do this renovation? What, John?
Before we just throw Tracy into the mix here, we should ask Tracy, give Tracy an opportunity to tell us what Furion is, because more and more people have been hearing about it in the last 5 or 6 years. And Tracy, tell us a little bit about the product line and the services that you all offer.
Well, that's a paid commercial. I'll have to send her an invoice. But go ahead, Tracy.
Right, okay.
You can do it anyways.
So Furion's a supplier to the RV and marine industries. So we supply everything from ACs to your appliances, TVs, cameras, stereos, quite a bit of different products into the RV and marine segments. So power cords, inlets, a lot of different segments that we actually hit. So we're kind of known for innovation. We're kind of known for being a little out there. So
everybody watching the show tonight is going to get a free Furion washing machine, dryer, refrigerator. They can come in and take their pick of anything. So folks, tonight is the night to come to the show.
So everybody's coming to Indiana to the Furion showroom, huh?
Free helicopter rides.
Free helicopter rides. We did that one year.
Exactly. They're short rides, though. They're short rides. So you came up with, you guys, well, let's talk about Drab to Fab. Talk about what you had to do to get it going. Once the idea was done, what did you have to do next in order to get it going? And
so that's the funny part. So we needed a used RV. I mean, and here we are in the middle of this pandemic where RVs are very popular. So what are we going to do? We got to find a used one. Nobody has any used ones. And when they do, they're gone.
Yeah. And Elkhart doesn't build used ones.
Yeah.
No.
So Tracy calls me one day going down the road. She goes, I see exactly what we want. This guy's towing it. I can run him off the road and hijack the trailer if we need to, So we've had a lot of fun, but it ended up just kind of falling in our lap. that we had a dealership up in Michigan that just got one in on trade, and Midland, Michigan, actually. And my son lives up there, and I was just going up there for the weekend. I think it was Wednesday. They say I have one, and Thursday, I was driving up there, and so Friday we bought it, and then Tracy arranged for it to come back to the RV Technical Institute where we're building it.
That's pretty cool. And talk a little bit about RVTI, because those facilities there are really second to none. We've had several visits over there, and it's not like you're squished in a back room. I mean, that's got space to room to roam, right?
That worked out really well, actually. Susan and I were talking about where to build it at, and we got our heads together and went, why do I call it RVTI? They're sitting right here in the heart of Elkhart County. They train techs. They're looking for more technicians. What a better place to host us. And had a meeting with them, and it worked out great. And they've been wonderful hosts and teaching us a lot too on the side. And the ladies have learned a lot from them also.
And they have good snacks too.
They have great staff.
They have good snacks with Reese's Pieces and candy bars and potato chip bags. You know where they are? They're, as soon as you come in, just go right straight through the front door. They're over on the left.
How do you know that? Spies? You got cameras back there?
Well, no, we've been there, and the thing with open house.
They still let us come, Susan.
What do you do when you go to open house? What do you do when you go to open house? You eat.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we do have lots of snacks. We really do. We have a lot of sponsors that what we call, they didn't have products to donate. So we call them team sponsors. And so we had about 6 of those that donated money, and that's what feeds everybody. Dinner, lunch, full-size candy bars, snacks, nuts, chips, water, you name it.
Elephant ears?
No elephant ears, sorry.
Okay, I'm not coming out.
No funnel cakes.
No funnel cakes.
Deep fried.
All right, can
Oreos.
I interrupt the conversation? Even though I'm not on the screen, I can see and hear everything you're doing.
We're doing quite well without you, by the way.
Well, I know. That's why I felt neglected. So I thought I'd have to say something. But Susan, you mentioned the word sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a surprise for you and for the women of RVWA tonight. And that's in addition to getting a chance to spend the whole hour with John and Bob. And that should be enough for you right there. But
it's always great.
I think Walt Burns is still on, and Walt Burns is the brand manager for Easy Care. They're a Nervder associate member, and they deal with dealers all throughout the country. So I happened to have dinner with him last night because he's visiting some of our dealers, and was telling him about RVWA, and he knows about the program, but told him you were going to be on the show tonight. So he said, I want to do something for them. So Mr. Burns, and the courtesy of RVWA and Easy Care, is going to provide you with a 1-year Easy Care RV appearance protection plan for your trailer. When whoever wins it in the raffle will have 1 year of complete exterior and interior coverage covered by Easy Care. And Walt, if you're on and want to type a little comment, but I thought that was very generous of him. I said,
yes.
So
that is
awesome.
so cool.
Thank you, Walter.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
That's neat.
So the person that wins it doesn't have to worry about that first year if they got 1 kid or 10 kids or 2 dogs, but they'll have complete interior. And I can send you a link to that. But we'll, once you do the sweepstakes, and we'll get information from Walt for you. We'll get. Does this fall under your bailiwick, Tracy? Or who should I hook Walter up with?
Either one of
us, both of us. Just copy both of us. That is fantastic. Thank you, Walter. The new owner of it's going to really appreciate that, because I think people don't think about that very often, and that's big.
Well,
right now, if the new owner doesn't claim it right away, I'm getting it. I'm going to spray it all over myself and stay young looking for another year.
Yeah. Don't think it works that way. I wish it would.
I'd buy 55 gallons of it. 55-gallon drum.
I think Walter Burns says, thanks, Bob, and ladies, so happy to help. He's a great guy.
Awesome.
Good team at Easy Care.
That's fantastic. Thank you
Thank-
so much. Yeah.
Thanks,
we'll
Walt.
Make sure that's we'll make sure that's included when we go to, put it in the sweepstakes and say that's covered. That's amazing. And that's what's great about this industry. The people that came around this project, we had 45 sponsors come on board on this RV. And you wouldn't think, when you look at the RV and you're like, 45 sponsors, how many products are there? Well, more than I realized, actually. So it was huge. I mean, every little thing. Our gold sponsor was, of course, Eric Sell, and our silver sponsor was Patrick Industries. And those two alone covered a lot. But all the other ones, I mean, it's just been incredible. And then we've had 72 women volunteering in and out. And Tracy can probably speak a little bit more to that too.
Now, am I correct in saying all the work is being done by the women? You do have some men from the companies that come over and guide you a little bit and work that. See, yeah. I'm really feeling inferior tonight because I don't know which end of the hammer to use, and I wouldn't know where to start. Frank Cates has a good question. Didn't mean to ignore our audience because they are incredible tonight. They're on steroids tonight. Frank, I don't have a picture of the before. It was probably out there and I neglected to grab it. But we'll post some on the website afterwards for you.
So yeah, and if you go to drabtofab.org, so it's drabtofab.org. There's video out there showing, the first initial tear down. And as we progress, you can actually watch it as we're going through the different steps. So that is really kind of cool. And, the whole mission around this RV was, to bring women in this industry together. Yes, a lot of women worked on it, but we also had some, like you said, we had some men come in, and I know. So here's a funny thing. So Tracy and myself are both married to Chris's. Guy's named Chris. So whenever we say Chris, we'll have Chris come over. Not the same person.
I know they do things different in the end. So I just wasn't sure.
I don't think one guy could take it. Yeah, no. But so.
But go ahead. What the heck's that got to do with it?
Well,
what?
Before you jump on that,
married to a guy with the same name.
All right. Before you jump on that, I want to go back to Frank's question there, because Frank and for everybody else, another partner that's doing incredible coverage on this is our good friends Jose and Michelle over at Rollin' On TV. So if you go to the RollinOnTV.com website right now and see that little circle up there, it says current show. They're currently showing the 3rd episode, but they've been documenting this thing. So you can go back through the other things and see it right from the beginning. And the pictures that I'm showing you tonight are from session 4, right, Susan? So we want to make sure that we can.
I believe it is.
I think that was from the last videotape. So yes, we will.
But we don't want them to go there now. They want to watch the rest of the show because
don't you dare leave.
We have another special guest.
Yeah.
In the green room right now. But
Kevin Hawkey's on. He is 17 minutes late.
No, he was on before.
Not that it bothers me, Kevin, that you come in here 7 minutes late, but it bothers me. But that's okay.
Yeah.
And Tracy Cullen at Campers Inn says Furrion has been producing great products, very innovative and progressive. They sure are. They fantastic.
Thank you.
To have that. Okay, where do you want to go next?
So wait a minute.
Yeah,
hold on. Susan, as we speak, what is the current status of the renovation? What's been taken out? Are you putting stuff back in, or is that a question you don't want me to answer?
So Tracy and I are laughing because we just had this conversation. So we're putting stuff back in there. So it's totally demolished. New floors are in, new walls are in, new plumbing, new hot water tank. What am I missing, Tracy?
New lights, new roof, new
floors.
So you went right down to the studs.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
And by
We
studs,
actually put new insulation in even, right down to the studs.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
By studs,
Yeah.
I'm not referring to Bob and I'm just referring to the metal stuff in them.
Yeah. You can't be
I'm not-
studs until you learn how to wear your t-shirt right side forward.
I'm not going to touch. I'm not going to touch that.
You don't
But
want
yeah,
to do
so
that.
Tracy,
This also
Tracy
another
is like
another
the
one of our
technical
buddies is working with you guys. You got
guru here.
everybody working with you out there because this was
We did. We had outdoorsy come too. We also had our local congressman or congresswoman, I should say, come and
Jackie-
visit our
Jackie
site as
came
well.
out?
Jackie
Good.
Worlorski came.
Yep.
Yep.
Susan,
Yep.
right?
So, yeah, but I mean, seriously, I've learned a lot. Tracy's taught me a lot. Other people from other companies have taught me a lot. Tracy is really the technical guru. I could not do it without Tracy because when I called her first, there was a reason why I called her first because I couldn't have done this by myself.
Oh,
And
come on. Susan, you've been in the business for. I better not tell him I shouldn't tell him how many years you've been in the business. That would kind of give it
That's
away.
okay.
So,
Over 30. That doesn't mean I built one. I just sold the products, Tracy at least has built them and been involved in OEMs and how they were built. And she's probably getting tired of me every time where they're going, Tracy, Tracy, Tracy. I'm always going, how do I do this? What should we do with that?
She just said, what?
Actually,
I think
she doesn't give herself enough credit. She's really good.
oh, now she'll get a big head there. So I'll tell you what, we're kind of at a little break. We'll come back and take more, and then we'll bring up Monica after the break. You want to do that?
Sounds great.
Tracy, thank you very much. Pleasure having you on, and you're doing a tremendous job with this thing.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having us.
Might even have to buy a sweepstake ticket.
For sure. Don't forget the reveal if you guys are out this way.
All right. See you later on. I'm going to mute it.
Some new stuff happening at Lee's Family for 2021, like their huge show yard expansion for more units and plenty of parking. Over 500 additional units arriving, including Wildwood, Grand Design, Cougar, and Montanas. 150 motorhomes like Winnebago and Echo are arriving. Go see them on Route 302 in Windham and at Lee'sFamilyTrailer.com, the fifth wheel capital of New England.
You love how it feels in your home on wheels from Lee's Family Trailer.
Okay, so let's do this. I can drop that off. Why did I lose John?
No, I'm here.
No, he's there. Great commercial, by the way.
Yeah, I just noticed the first. I want to bring myself up here. Big, and let me drop this off. But I just noticed the first line of that. It said, "Things are happening at Lee's Family Trailer." They sure
are.
Sure were when everybody woke up on Monday morning and saw the Camping World press release. Yeah, they certainly are. Goodness gracious.
Hey,
We've
Bob.
got two great questions here, by the way.
What's that?
We've got two great questions down here, by the way.
Are those
Martha
the same
and
one? Is
Lisa.
that the one that says, what is the mission of RVWA? And then,
RVWA.
and
So
then
the
someone
RV
else
Women's,
asked, where are you working?
yeah.
on this
So the
project?
mission, the RV Women's Alliance is an organization dedicated to fostering the next generation of female RV industry leaders and innovators. Our mission is to unite, inspire, recruit, and develop a more diverse workforce by supporting women with education resources and opportunities.
Unite, inspire,
That's right.
and recruit.
Unite, inspire, recruit, and develop.
There you go.
Those are our four cornerstones.
And
Right.
Hey,
now
John,
joining us.
we could be the
And
cheerleaders
it's free.
when they do their next power breakfast. We get me and you. We get a couple other guys, and we'll be the cheerleaders on the side.
I think
Turn
that
our
would,
shirts on correctly. Turn them,
that,
You don't like that idea, John?
yeah, but I think that would empty out that Northern Indiana Conference and Event Center.
See, Monica just trumped you with her mug.
There you go.
Right.
So
Now,
Lisa says, "Where are you working on this RV?"
So RV Technical Institute right there in Elkhart, Indiana. So we got really lucky with that one. It was Tracy's idea, and I proposed it to them, or we proposed it to them, saying, hey. And for them, it was great because the Technical Institute wasn't taking any in-person students because of the pandemic. So the bay was free, and even if it wasn't free, they had plans of moving the RV in and out. But because it was free, they were gracious enough to let us use it. And I'll tell you what, I've spent a lot of time there. The Technical Institute is amazing. It's a beautiful building with some really great instructors and some really great programs. So
goes back to what you said before, Susan. It's the people in the RV industry, and
it is all about the people.
Now, Monica, you do a lot of the PR and the marketing, the branding over there at RVIA.
Right. You haven't told anybody who Monica is, what her title is, where she works, or her role in it.
John,
I thought everyone knew me. Like,
Yeah,
everyone doesn't know me.
exactly. You don't understand, John. Everybody knows Monica. So
Wait.
You haven't been in the industry long enough.
Just because both of
I
you,
guarantee you, everybody on the right-hand side knows exactly who Monica is.
let me tell you one thing right now. Just because both of you went to Northeastern, that doesn't hold much water anymore.
Well, it certainly does with Monica and I.
Right. It's a top 100 school now.
Right.
By tuition?
What?
By tuition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I went to night school and Saturdays for 8 years at Northeast. I didn't even go. They didn't even have a campus at that time.
Hey, I went full time
Did
for
I,
8 years.
did I ever tell you, Monica? Did I ever tell you my? Forget the other guys. Pretend they're not there.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you the story when my daughter went to college in California?
Oh.
No. So I was out there and I was helping her move into this beautiful campus at University of California, Santa Cruz, where the banana slugs are their favorite mascot. So I'm moving her in, and I look out the window, and I see the Pacific Ocean. And she only stayed there a year. She tested out of everything. She stayed a year. She said, I can't take it. There's no competition. She came back, went to Smith. So I look out the window. And I say, Lynn, this is just like when I went to college. Because I thought you went to night school. I said, I did, but I stand here and I can smell the salt air of the Pacific Ocean. I went to night school. I took public transportation in the Boston transportation system, and I could smell what people do in the basement of the rail stations every day. And she said, Dad, it's got nothing to do with going to school here. But there was just a different odor between the subway system and
Moving right along.
Moving right along. Who do we leave? Tim says, who is John DePietro? That's a good point. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Just cut him off. But Monica, tell us a little bit about what you do there and how you're helping to promote this.
Okay. Yeah, no, for anyone who doesn't know, I am the director of PR and communications for the RV Industry Association. That's my day job. And when I'm not doing that, I am running the marketing committee for the RV Women's Alliance. It's definitely near and dear to my heart, and it's one of my favorite things to do, working with Susan and the rest of the team. So, yeah.
She sits on our board too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does Tracy. The women and men involved in RVWA that sit on our board and our committees and stuff, I'm telling you, second to none. They work very hard, and 2 years into this, where we are today is just a testament to them, hands down. Incredible people.
No, we take our lead from you folks. You've done this all yourself. We're just there to, assist along the way. But you'd give
But that's it. It takes a village, right?
That's right.
I mean, you can't do anything alone. The RV industry is more of a family than anything else.
Yep.
So,
A dysfunctional
when you're working
family.
on this stuff, dysfunctional. Who has a functional family?
Doesn't we have a dysfunctional family?
Let's talk one thing about RVWA, and let's talk about the industry itself, where you've got 80% of all the U.S. production gathered around 4 small towns in central Indiana, where South Bend is the Mecca, Okay,
That's the big city.
the big city,
Right.
and I'm saying this not in a derogatory way, but in reality is it's a good old boys network, and I don't mean boys, but it's a large business with people that all know each other, that all grew up there, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not saying that's negative, but primarily most of the higher echelon people are male. And I think one of the things that you're doing is developing leaders within your organization that are going to get some visibility, with that. So, you talk about unite, recruit, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to recruit for the same level of jobs. You want to recruit for, upward mobility within the industry. And at some time in the near future, or maybe whatever, I mean, there will be a president. Well, actually, there already is a president of a division at Forest River.
Yeah, Lisa Reese. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
very
and
active. She was over there.
she's very active in RVWA as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
she's
there's
a rock
also,
star.
I'm going to drop myself down here again because I want to go over to another picture.
He's going. I'm taking over.
Yeah, so I mean,
Speaking
it's
about
a
women,
community thing.
how about women in the industry? Want to tell us about that picture?
So that's Jen from Outdoorsy. She's a rock star. She her and her husband started Outdoorsy. I don't remember how long ago, but you want to talk about a leading company that this pandemic has just really skyrocketed. That's it right there. She's extremely passionate about what she does and how it gets done. And her team of people that work with her are amazing.
So tell us how this works. So does Jennifer come over and bring a lot of her employees or maybe people that went through Outdoorsy? Because I know when Lisa came over, and of course she's the president of East to West, she also brought some of her employees over, right?
Yeah. So, that's kind of how it's kind of been an interesting thing. Some people came alone, but a lot of people came together with either their friends or other people from the industry. So, Jen brought a couple of the people that she knows, Diane Mcnamara from Fire It Up. She came along with her too. So they came as a team. They drove in, came in, helped with some of the windows and some of the other things. Like you said, East to West, a group of them came together. Lippert, group of them, we come together, and if there's enough people, we block out that day just for that company. But really, the great thing about it is all these women are coming together from all different parts of the industry and don't know each other. Even at Lippert, they work in all different divisions. So, they don't get to see each other or know each other. And they get to work together. They get to know each other. They get to network. They get to have a lot of fun. As they're leaving the build, they're going, okay, what's your phone number again? And saying, hey, we'll connect. And that's what it's all about, is introducing each other to different jobs and different people in the industry. And that's been the fun of it.
Well,
go ahead, John.
So I think it's important to say, Susan, that there may be people that are impressed with what we're talking about tonight that may want to join, and tell them how they can join. And are the qualifications that they have to work within the industry, or can they be women RVers, or what are the
let Monica talk.
That's Monica's question.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is free to join. Membership, we are supported by our amazing sponsors. So Susan mentioned that there are 45 sponsors and growing tonight, who have sponsored Drab to Fab. And then we have additional sponsors who just support the RV Women's Alliance in general. So that is what funds the organization and keeps it free for all members. So heading to our website, rvwa.org, and you can join right there, banner along the top of the website, or a join button, and fill out the form, and you're in. You'll get the weekly newsletters. Maybe still need to do that tonight, so hopefully that'll make it out in the morning. And we have weekly coffee lunch and learns, which are great. It's that develop part of the Unite, Inspire, Recruit, Develop. And we have these weekly events that people are able to learn some new skills. We did some social media last week. We had Outdoorsy on a few weeks ago talking about this platform and how they've grown that business. And we've got, Negotiating for Women on Friday. And this is the third part of this series and getting to the all important ask. So it's been really great. We've had a nice mix of people from outside the industry coming in and providing some education, and then a lot of really great people from within the industry. So anyone who's not a member, go ahead and join. And then I guess the question about RVers, we are for people who are in the industry. That's where our education material, our events, all that is really focused on people who either work in the industry, who are looking to work in the industry. So if you are just a consumer, an amazing consumer, we love all our RVers, but it may not be the right fit for people who are just looking to find out more information about like RVing. And so we have kind of an understanding with Girl Camper, and we really suggest that people check out Girl Camper if you're looking for more of that consumer information.
However, if people are sympathetic toward your goal and don't qualify for membership, you would take their donations because you're probably
always, all day.
Are you one of them 501c3 XLQs?
We're C6 right now.
Okay, but you're a nonprofit, so you do accept donations. So anybody who says, hey, these guys are really doing some good work and I've got an extra $1 million, send 990,000 to me and then the extra 10 grand to you guys.
Because exactly. Because you know what? Like Monica said, membership is free. And the only way we can keep it free is by having sponsors sponsor us.
Yeah.
So that's what really funds RVWA and all its initiatives. And we've got a lot of great ones for 2021.
Yeah.
I want you to speak a little bit to the other woman in this picture because she has been doing an awful lot. She just couldn't join us tonight because we do these shows on short notice because we try to make them topical and what have you. But tell us a little bit about Jordan and what she's been doing for RVWA.
So Jordan's our vice president. And when I got elected president, I turned to her and said, "You're my vice president." She also runs our sponsorship committee. And if anybody's talked to Jordan or knows Jordan, she is amazing at what she does. She works for Heepner Marketing for her paying job. And she secured 100% of the funding that we've had now. All of our Drab to Fav sponsors, she brought every single one except for Walter, but just a couple that just kind of came in, but she just goes after it. And I mean, I can't say enough about her just because without her and the funding she has been able to secure for us, there wouldn't be an RV Women's Alliance. But that goes with, same with Monica. Without marketing, we wouldn't have anything to offer either.
Well,
so I'm saying, all of our people are amazing.
Well, it's one of the things that the consumers wouldn't see that are on the show, but the marketing and the communications that go out are first class, Monica. I mean, it's the collateral pieces that you've assembled for RVWA that help Jordan sell these sponsorships, that articulate exactly what the group is, what they do, how they do it. And you were somewhat behind this logo or the back of the shirts. Were you connected with that?
So I have a great committee, a fantastic committee. And I believe that was I think that was Sarah Chavez. She works at a dealership in Nebraska, and she is amazing. She is also behind, she manages our social media, all those posts. That is her, and she designed that, which I just love, and a lot of us just love that design. So it's a team there, and that's the great thing about the RV Women's Alliance. It has brought together so many women and men who bring different talents, and we really work very well together to kind of hit all of these different areas for the organization.
So when you reprint them, put all this stuff on the front.
Why? They can just wear it like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just wear them backwards. But speaking about the men, I've had the pleasure of working with all of you since you started RVWA. So if there's any other men who are watching, because I know we got Kevin Hawkey on here, Bernie Colleton, there's people, Bernie, there's women in campers. You got 29 locations now because you just bought a dealer in Illinois today. So you got 29 locations. So Bernie, if you got one woman in each of those 29 locations as your RVWA spokesperson, they could then recruit internally in those dealerships. So the men who are on here that are connected with the industry should be volunteering and mentoring and getting some of these people some additional help out there, because they do love it and they do let us come in. Yeah.
And Bob's part of our membership committee. Can you tell?
Right. And speak about that, because you had a lofty goal pre-COVID, when all of a sudden, we got together early there in February 2020. Nobody knew what was going to happen in March. And I think it was you, Susan, or maybe you and Jordan and the group, you said, because you tell us, how many members did you have January last year? Tell us your goal and tell us whether or not you made it.
I'm thinking we had about 600, didn't we, Monica? Somewhere around in there, maybe 600-ish. And so we set the goal to have 1,000 members by the end of the year. And Jeanette Lewis from NTP Stag, who is our chair of that committee, and her committee members, including you, Bob, knocked it out of the park. They went over 1,000. And as it stands today, I think we're over 1,100 now. So they're just on fire. It's amazing.
Speaking about women, let's add another one to the screen. And this is one of ours. She's the new one of ours. The new rising star, Billy Mcnamara, who is on our committee for the New England RV and Camping Expo. Billy's handling all of our campground sponsorships and communicating with them. She's also the operations manager at Loons Haven up in Naples, Maine. So if Susan, when you ever decide to come back to Maine, now that you know Billy, she might be able to get you a nice site on Tricky Pond, Billy?
Tricky Pond, yes, Tricky Pond.
I need an RV first.
Oh, we have cabins and glamping tents. You can come stay in one of those.
I do glamping tents. I do tent camp.
See?
This is not tent camping. That's not what tent camping is. It's got a queen size bed.
Is a little bit different, I know, but I do tent camp, just so you know. I used to own an RV for many years, but now I tent camp. But just to wrap up Drab to Fab, June 23rd, Hall of Fame, we are going to be doing a program called The Reveal, and that's where we're going to reveal the actual RV. So everybody's invited to come see it. It will then go and sit at the Hall of Fame, and it's going to go into a sweepstakes where people can win this RV, and we'll have second place packages and third place packages. So it's going to be really kind of cool, and that will be on a sweepstakes for 60 days before the winner gets picked.
I have to put my membership hat on. Billy, have you joined RVWA yet?
I know.
I did, and I'm actually going to the event committee meeting tomorrow. I was invited to that, so yes, I did.
Right.
Awesome.
At your computer.
Yes, at my computer.
That's how easy it is.
Just like
anybody
that.
who wants to help.
You join and you got an assignment the next day.
I did, yes, pretty much.
It's a volunteer organization. We love our volunteers.
Yeah, none of us get paid. None. We all have working, paying jobs that we do during the day and do this. I know this is probably a good 40 hours for me beyond that.
Yeah. Billy, give us a 30-second overview. You had some great success with starting to get campgrounds lined up. Just give us a quick peek.
Yep.
We bring Billy on at the end of every show now so that we can kind of catch up. Go ahead.
So we've gotten several campgrounds signed up now. We've got some vendors rolling into. I know that Bob and John's gotten a lot of RV dealers, but they're starting to roll in, and they're getting the word out too. We're getting extra marketing going. We have a whole Facebook page now just for the event and sharing information about that, and our partners that are doing things with it. So it's getting bigger, guys. It's really starting to blow up, and we're getting closer and closer. As I look at the clock, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's getting so close. We have so much to do.
And Monica, let me tell you something. This woman is a rock star. I only met her about a month ago. We had been sharing each other's Facebook pages and stuff. And her degree, I always joke because I love this, but her degree is in data analytics and business intelligence. Four words that you never hear in the RV business.
No,
right?
I'm bringing it in. I'm bringing it in.
And she's got a marketing degree. So if you need help on the marketing committee,
I volunteered for that one too.
So most people do sign up.
For that one, huh?
I get like 4 to 1 people wanting to be on the marketing committee. So I like to share the wealth for some of the other committees. But if you want to do both, more than welcome.
I'll do anything.
Don't say that. You'll have Monica's job by the end of the night. She'll gladly take 20 hours a week back for her own time.
Okay,
you guys keep me busy enough.
let me just quickly, because we could probably do 2 hours tonight. But Bill Sells posted the nerve to post up the new Facebook page for the Expo. Bill, if you will. Bernie Colleton says, fantastic idea. Please forward contact information. All right, Bernie, I'll if you go to rvwa.org, everything is there. So you could clip that and then mail it to at least 29 women in the organization, or mail it to HR and suggest that Campers Inn gets. I haven't got the list out, but I'll have to check and see how many people we have from Campers Inn. Tim, hugs and kisses to all. I guess that means he's going to tuck himself in and go to bed early tonight. I don't know. I think so. John DePietro has good intentions. Well,
I didn't write that. And look at Swenson. Look at Swenson.
You look at see. I want you to see the abuse that we take, because we take the abuse from this guy 7 days a week. You only have to see him on Wednesday nights for an hour.
They just love you. That's why they tease you.
Okay, but here's the thing. We don't even know Martha Wentworth, and she wants to know why Bob never drops me down. Martha, Martha, is this your first? Martha, where are you from? Tell us.
Martha's been on before. Martha's been on before.
She has?
Yeah.
She a New Englander?
Yeah.
I thought maybe she came with Susan.
No. Well, that's out of respect for my team, Martha. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm going to hook up with Billy because I want to go glamping during your expo.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
want to go, Monica? Get a group of us
Come on
together. Oh my God.
Martha says,
let's do it.
NE even has an annex in Maine.
Northeastern.
Northeast. Oh, you're a Northeastern grad too. Okay, I get it.
She didn't say that.
My sister.
That's
my
why
sister
I
went to
need
Northeastern.
because John fills in my blanks. What? You didn't say, you said Northeastern.
Yeah, but she didn't say she went there.
That's not it, because if you did that and if you went to Northeastern, that would be NEU. Right, Monica?
That is correct.
It's those little things in life, right?
No, NU, Bob. Northeastern is one word.
John who? Oh,
it's NEU. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I smelled snow when I went to college.
Kevin likes
New York. I mean,
well, if Kevin would join RVWA, Kevin's a big shot at Keystone. He's our Cougar rep for the Northeast. One of the better
Kevin needs to join.
Now, if Kevin joins, maybe we could get you a T-shirt, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do a little sweat labor too.
And I can't mention the word Cougar.
Bernie says nice. Bernie says nice papa. Those are my dogs, Bernie, sitting on my lap. Okay, we got Lisa. We got most of them. Okay. We got 5 minutes left. What have we left off, or what else would you like to say? And
well, Bob, why don't we do this? We've segued into what Billy's done, but we haven't really said the dates of the initial premier world-class online New England RV and Camping Expo are Saturday and Sunday, April 10th and 11th.
Wait, why don't you let her do it? That's her part. Why?
Well, because I was building her up as to what she's done already for it.
Giving her a little hint and said, Billy, why don't you tell her?
Never trust a guy wearing his T-shirt backwards. That's all I gotta say.
Well, they wanted to show the cool design, so
They did. But I gotta razz them.
Just for that, DePietro.
Go ahead.
I am going to
drop me down.
I think you're getting replaced.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Boom, boom. Oh, that's much better. That's
So,
much better.
The Iron Curtain isn't
is
soundproof.
beautiful.
All
I think.
right, Billy, now you can talk, Billy. I
Okay.
put him in the back room.
So yes, so this event is going to be online, but it's all live. You know, that's a big difference in this. It's all live. April 10th and 11th is a Saturday and Sunday. And the cool thing about this is, you know, we're going to have all these speakers talking, and we're going to have the expo hall. The expo hall is going to be open 24 hours a day. So if you want to come in and check out a booth and get the information at 8 o'clock at night, you can do that. You can send them a message, check out their website, everything. You can get in there at any time. You know, we're going to have certain hours that people are going to be working their booths, and we're going to have certain hours for our speakers. That'll be all up there so you can see which topics you want to see. And there's just a lot of aspects of this that are very different than virtual events that we're going to be able to bring to you and bring right to your living room or, you know, wherever you want to sit and watch us. And also, Bill talked about this a few weeks ago. They're going to have a mobile app too. So that's going to be much easier. You can get it on a tablet or on your phone. I've actually gone to the website just on my phone, and it's really easy to use. So even if they don't come up with a mobile app, you can still access it that way. So April 10th and 11th, all online, all live. It's going to be great.
But Billy, you got to tell people, if they go after hours, don't steal all the candy from the campground booths, because we have surveillance cameras there.
I'm going to save so much money in candy.
Yeah. So in keeping with the theme of women, our keynote is going to either be Toby O'Rourke or Whitney Scott. We're not sure on when they can do the scheduling of that.
You can't lose with either one of them.
Right.
Absolutely not. And they have both been on the show before too. All right. Anything else, Billy?
No, I think that's it. Just
all right. I'm going to drop you, Billy, and bring John up. We're going to say
you guys. Nice to meet you, ladies.
Very
Nice meeting you.
Good job,
working
Billy.
together.
All right. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Oops. What'd I do?
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Well, we do appreciate you guys wearing the t-shirts. That's awesome. We're gonna open an online store where people can make donations to get t-shirts of their own and mugs like Monica's.
Yep.
And some other swag stuff. It's coming in 2021, probably later in the spring, early summer.
I'll take a Furion TV.
You have to work that out with Tracy.
Yeah, okay.
I can't even get one.
But
they will be in the RV.
Look, if you go in there during the Grand Design booth, during the Grand Design thing at Open House, you can walk out of there with anything.
Yeah, it's an impressive showroom. I got to admit.
Donnie tried to fly the helicopter out.
Yeah, I had trouble getting it off the top of the motorhome. You're right.
Well, you're supposed to unhook it first.
Oh,
that's probably why.
With all those chains around the wheel. Yeah.
It's probably why.
John he wasn't helping me. He was in the hot tub, relaxing. I was doing all the work. He just doesn't do it. Right.
That's not what anybody wants to know about.
Let's say goodnight to you early, Monica,
or even visualize.
And drop you down. And thank you very much for joining us tonight, because I got to bring up the closing commercial.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for having us.
Well, you're not,
thank you, everybody.
You're not done yet. You're not done yet. So I'm going to give you I'll let you do the closing statement before we actually throw up the closing commercial. So you get the last words. How's that?
Sounds good. Whatever woman loves.
Huh?
Whatever woman likes to hear. The last
word.
You get the you get the
first
first
word, the last word.
Right.
Every word.
The ones in the middle. Yeah. All right. All right. It's 8 o'clock. We'll go back and answer all those comments. And thank you for your comments. But this was just a trailblazing show. I think we might break some records tonight. But thank you for joining us. Our fans will see you down the road and catch up to you really soon. All right.
This edition of RVing in New England was brought to you by Lee's Family Trailer Sales and Service, one of America's fastest growing RV dealerships, and was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.